Imagine the world ending, the system resetting reality, and instead of getting a basic warrior or mage class, you get something that terrifies both the living and the dead: the Reaper. Now, 5 resets deep, you aren't just surviving. You're commanding a massive, ever-growing army of the undead, and the system itself is starting to sweat. Welcome to REAPER'S Resurgence, the 5th explosive installment in Shane Purdy's action-packed System Reset series. If you love overpowered necromancers, deeply crunchy LitRPG progression, and the sheer unadulterated dopamine hit of watching a lone survivor build an unstoppable legion of death, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in progression fantasy, blending tactical army building, high-stakes dungeon crawling, and the awe-inspiring thrill of reaping the souls of your enemies. The narrative kicks off with John and his undead vanguard having survived the chaotic early days of the system reset, only to realize that the system is throwing increasingly impossible, apocalyptic threats their way. The Resurgence isn't just a title. It's a massive, system-wide event that forces all survivors to adapt or die. The atmosphere is a brilliant mix of gritty, post-apocalyptic survival and the dark, satisfying hum of necrotic energy. Purdy excels at making the undead feel like tactical, customizable army rather than just mindless zombies, turning every battlefield into a gruesome, highly strategic chessboard where death is just the beginning. At the core of the book's addictive appeal is its brilliantly logical, deeply crunchy progression system and the spectacular Reaper Army Builder trope. This isn't just about raising dead goblins and sending them to die. It's about fusing souls, upgrading skeletal knights with abyssal armor, and managing the aggro of 1,000 undead minions. Watching John min-max his death magic, create unbreakable undead phalanxes, and completely shock arrogant hero classes who thought they were the main characters is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the clatter of bones, the chill of the grave, and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a massive victory. But beyond the stats and the spellcraft, the soul of System Reset lies in its characters and the hilarious, pragmatic dynamics of the crew. John isn't a brooding, edgy villain. He's a highly practical, slightly sarcastic survivor who treats his undead army like a well-managed logistics company. He quickly forms bonds with a beautifully dysfunctional found family of living companions who are slightly terrified but deeply loyal, alongside his highly intelligent, personality-filled undead generals. The banter is razor-sharp, providing much-needed levity as his friends watch him casually negotiate with eldritch horrors or try to explain why he needs to harvest the souls of a dragon. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. The System Reset event reaches a fever pitch, unleashing a massive, high-tier dungeon break or a rival faction army that threatens to overwhelm his territory. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical necromancy, overwhelming undead firepower, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. John doesn't just survive the assault, he completely shatters the local power scaling, unleashing his ultimate Reaper abilities to turn the enemy's greatest strength into a literal army of his own. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive dopamine-fueled victory that proves the most dangerous class in the system isn't the one with the biggest sword, it's the one who controls the dead. REAPER'S Resurgence is a triumph of the LitRPG and Necromancer fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. Shane Purdy has crafted a milestone book that perfectly captures the thrill of turning the apocalypse into your own personal empire. Plug in your headphones, check your soul gems, and join John. The system thought it could reset the world, but it forgot to account for the Reaper.